So welcome back, Year 5 and 6, to Spelling Lesson 2. So let me share my screen again to Wednesday's lesson. And again, we're going to go through the same procedure that we did for the other lessons, and hopefully each week will be like this and you'll get used to how it works. It was slightly different last week, but hopefully from now on, it's me doing spellings. So we're going to just rewind on the two that we did on, when was it, Monday? And that's if there were two consonants at the end of the root word. Let's remind ourselves what a consonant is. I hope you've been shouting at the screen that a consonant is any letter that's not a vowel. So remember our vowels, and in signing, I'll teach you a bit of signing while we're doing this, is A, E, I, O, U. So of course, the L and the K are not vowels, so they must be consonants. So there's two consonants at the end of the root word, and I need to add my suffix. And the same with sing, those two consonants, the N and the G, before I add my suffix. We also looked at if there was just one consonant, we then need to double it before we add the suffix. So those two we looked at on Monday. We're going to be looking at this one now. So if the root word ends in an E, we have to take it off before we add the suffix. So we've got joke becomes joking, J-O-K-I-N-G, without the E. And then we've got wave and waved. Oh, I think I'm on that. I should be on the next slide. Let's move on. Oh, yeah. So we only just got that rule. So if it ends in an E, if the root word ends in an E, we take off the E and add the suffix. So this little activity, we're going to have a go at writing the words backwards this time, just doing something different. So let's share. Let's remember how we do this. Stop sharing, but let me go to a different camera. Hopefully, there we are. So hopefully you did your handwriting yesterday with Mrs. Orton. I made a bit of a mistake and wrote Wednesday before I did my Tuesday handwriting. So hopefully you did that with Mrs. Orton with our title handwriting. And I've got today's date with, obviously, we are on spellings. So let me put that back onto the screen share to make, oh no, that wrong one. That's the one I want. Not quite used to this filming and this sharing my screen yet, but we'll get there in the end. So we're going to have a go at writing our spellings backward. I'm going to write the spelling the right way first. So let's go back to that gulped. G-U-L-P-E-D. And then I've got to try and do that backwards. So that would be, oh, I've always got to start on the line. I always forget that. D-E-P. I'm just having a look at this one while I'm doing it. L-U-G. Now, they might make a word. They might not make a word. Deplug. Sort of. Let's have a look at any of those other spellings. Let's have a look at, well, let's try that joker word. So I'm going to write it first. J-O-K-E-R. And then I'm going to write it backwards, starting on that line. R-E-K-O-J. Strange, that one. And let's try another one. Well, I've got busier, haven't I? So starting on the line, B-U-S-I-E-R. I hope you can see I'm writing. I'll move out the way, move my hand out the way when I've done that one. So I'm going to just check my letters. R-E-I-S-U-D. So I've just had a go practicing my spellings, but just in a slightly different way. So that's my first rule. Let's move on to the last one, or rule number 3, not first rule. It's the first one today, but it's the third rule. So let's look at the fourth rule. So if the root word ends in a Y, this is where we have to change it to an I before we add the suffix. So we've got angry, we take off that Y and it becomes angriest if we were adding est as our suffix. So it depends what suffix you're adding, but the general rule is you take the Y off before you add the I. There is an exception with this one. If you're adding ing, which is the one we are looking at, you just keep it as it is. So we've got the word try, trying. So there are always exceptions to the rule, which is a bit of a pain, but it's just something we have to learn. So again, you can have a little spelling activity. This one, I thought we could try and put all our spelling words that we've got in alphabetical order. So you can pause the screen and have a go at writing them in alphabetical order. So A, B, I'm going to start with busiest. Now I think I've got enough space across this side of my page to fill up. So I'm going to start here with busiest. Oh no, busier. We've got busier. Because it would be, we'd take the Y off busy and replace it with an I before adding the suffix. That's one of our spelling words. Then having a little look, A, B, no C's, no D's, no E's, F. Oh, I've got two F's there. I've got an F-O-R for forgetting and F-L-Y for flying. So I have to decide which one would go first in the alphabet. I always have to say the alphabet in my head to help me, but it's going to be flying. So then underneath, I would then have a go at writing flying. So then you can carry on writing all those words that we've got for our spellings in alphabetical order. And then of course we've got the bonus, extra bonus, those additional sheets of those 5, 6 spelling words to help us if you want to. So the next 5 that we've got, and again, you can remember to pause the video on whichever one you want to do. Choose a couple, 3, 4, whichever you want to do, or just one of activity of each. So the next one is amateur. Then it's ancient. Then it's apparent. Then it's appreciate. And the last one for today is attached. So if you want to have a go at those, by all means, let's put back to me, hopefully. Aha, there we are. It's always a surprise when I come back. So that's our spelling for today. Hope you've got and learned something new. So again, don't forget to upload your image to your portfolio so the adults can see the super work that you've done today. Okie dokie. See you on Friday.